have this. So let's talk about motivation and motivating people. But before we do, I'm going to do a trick here. I'm known for doing a little bit of magic in the presentation, and sometimes I use it to illustrate a point. Sometimes it's just kind of fun. One of the things it does, and one of the things I believe it's very important you do in safety training and safety speaking, is you want to be memorable. See if you've got something you can do in any talk you're doing that people will go home and mention to somebody. Because every time somebody retells a story or tells what happened that day, all right, whenever that happens, people find, first off, if somebody goes home from your company and says, hey, we had a safety speaker today and he did this one trick or something. Well, guess what? The family just heard about safety being important, right? The person is reminded of the meeting they were in and the message you taught them because something was unique. So here we go. Watch closely. We're going to show you how a magician tears a newspaper up, puts it back together again. If you watch closely, you'll actually see how this is done. We start out by showing you 4 pages from a newspaper. And get my fingers wet here. Boy, it is drier here than I am used to. Okay, here we go. So we'll show you 4 pages from a newspaper. Ask you to look for an advertisement or a picture, something you might recognize if you saw it again. Now, after I show you all the pages of the newspaper, the trick here is I have to pretend, I'm going to tear it up and put it back together again. But I got to let you know, here's the secret. The secret is the magician never tears the newspaper up. You see, because if I tore the newspaper up, I'd have to work hard to get it all back together again. I'd have to have something clever to do that. And since I don't, it's easier if I don't tear the newspaper. If I just create the illusion that I've torn the newspaper up, then when I tell you I'm going to put it back together again, I don't have to do anything. Now, how does that relate to safety? It's exactly the business we're in. Our business is getting people home safely every single day, right? If you don't get hurt, you don't have to fix it. If I don't tear the newspaper up, I don't have to put it back together. If somebody comes to work and does something great, and by the way, you hear people saying when it comes to safety, they say, we want you to go home the same condition you came in. That's not true. My guess is because you're here and you want to be better at safety, because you're one of those safety champions, I'm betting that when you go home and when somebody who works for you goes home at the end of the day, they're not the same way they came in. They're better. They've got one more day of working in an organization that's committed to safety, to quality, and all the other values that you have. They're better than the day when they came in that morning. And so that's important. So here we go. Here's how I pretend to tear a newspaper. Watch closely. Here we go. Just like so. Oops, there we go. Just take it like this. And there's one. Tear it once. Now we'll tear it again, just like so. And then we'll tear it again like so. Now, by the way, you add in the sound effects. It works great. I worked this out with the sound guys in the back. Ready? Here we go. Okay, perfect. Now, you make it look tougher, too. You make it look like it's harder to do as you go through it. Now, at this point, most magicians will tell you that they're folding it all together. You see them folding, increasing. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. Because the fact is, the newspaper has, in fact, never been torn. It's just like we started, all in one piece. And that's the way we want you to work every single day, safely going home, better than you did. Thank you.